Hello everyone, this is my mum Deb, and she's going to tell which birth story are you telling?
Oh,
Mine or Natty's?
Natty's.
So Natty's my sister. There's 9 years difference between us. So mum's going to tell us Natty's birth story.
Okay, I was 20, I don't know how old I was, 33 when I had
How
Natty.
old's Natty? 25.
26,
26 this year.
1992.
92.
She
So back
was
in
born.
1992.
Back in 1992, long time ago now. I am nearly 60. Went into labour with her on the Tuesday morning. I started with a show. I thought, oh yes, we're going early because she wasn't due till December, and that was about the 16th of November. So for 3 days, for the Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, I walked around the house swinging my hips because I was in intermittent labour. She wanted to come, but she didn't really want to come. So finally, at about midnight on the Thursday night, we decided it was time to go to the hospital. They were a minute and a half apart contractions, really strong. My water hadn't broken yet, but we took to the hospital. Got up there, they checked me out, and I was only 2 centimetres dilated. They wanted to send me home, and I've gone, no way are you sending me home, not after all those days of walking around the house. You do something about it. So they put me in a room and just kept checking every now and then, and I ended up going into full-blown labour at about 3 o'clock in the morning. Nat's dad was there, not much use at all back in those days. He fell asleep on the chair. So contractions were coming about a minute and a half apart, and the darling little thing was sitting on my bladder. So every time I had a contraction, I had to get up and go to the toilet. I'd get to the toilet, do just a trickle, have another contraction while I was sitting on the toilet, get back to the room. My water had broken, and they decided that, okay, we'll do something about it now. And the obstetrician came in, had a look, and he went, oh, look, there's a bubble of the sac just there. So he got his little hook out and he clipped it, and the water rushed out. Took me into the labour room, and the nurses looked at me and said, you'll be right, we're going for a cup of tea. Nat's father said, I'm going down for a smoke. Well, they no sooner walked out the room and I wanted to push. I couldn't reach the buzzer, so I just started pushing.
So you're in the room pushing by yourself?
Yeah, all by myself.
Wait, are you laying on the bed? By yourself?
By myself. Couldn't reach the buzzer because it was too high up the pillow, and I couldn't move because she was on her way. So I've just started pushing, or grunting as I call it. The nurses walked back in and went, oh my God, she's coming.
Wait, well, where were your legs? Because when
I had them, you were holding them
up.
holding them up. I was hanging on pushing.
Okay, yeah. I'm just trying to think, like, how are you pushing myself? Okay.
Pushing. So that was from the time they finished breaking the water till she started coming. It was only like 15 minutes. So the nurses have come back in, and I wanted the mirror at the end of the bed. I wanted to watch it, but because everything happened so fast, we all forgot, and that didn't happen. So I'm pushing, Stephen walks back in, and I'm thinking he's going to pass out once he sees all the blood, but no, he didn't. He did really well. So about 3 pushes, she was out. Stephen cut the cord, and that was the end of that. And she was here.
So it was just a really long labour, but then when you
not full-blown labour, intermittent labour,
yeah.
I call it. They were 20 minutes apart, they were an hour apart. They were just all over the place. They weren't really doing anything until the Thursday evening, I suppose, and then they started coming more regular. And by the time we got in the car to go to the hospital, they were a minute and a half apart, and I drove myself because Stephen was a bit drunk, couldn't drive. So do not drive the car while you're having labour, ladies, because you just push down on the accelerator. You get there a lot faster, but not very safely.
And where was I?
You were with me. You came to we stopped at Leah's because you were supposed to stay at Leah's.
Yeah.
But you decided, no, you weren't leaving me, you were coming with me.
Yeah.
So you came to the hospital for a while, then Leah took you home,
Yeah,
and
okay,
you
I'm
came back
vaguely
up.
remembering.
Yeah, you came back up. She was probably 5 minutes old by the time you got there.
Yeah, I do
And you
remember.
got a
and her
nurse.
pulse,
Yeah.
when she was like 14 minutes old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Plus, she did. She ended up going into the humid crib because she'd opened her bowels on the way out. So she had glaucoma up her nose. It was in her mouth. It was in her ears. So they put her into the humid crib and dosed her up with antibiotics, which is not a good thing because that did eat into the enamel of her first baby teeth. So, yeah.
I wonder, do they still do that now?
I don't know. I don't know whether they still do that now.
I don't know.
But they do it like as a precaution. Yeah. So she did have a few problems with her hearing when she was little, but that sorted itself out in the end.
Back then, did you like have like a birth plan or how?
No,
because
she was
because
she was the third baby. I didn't worry. I kind of knew what I had to do anyway.
Yeah.
Dale was the only one I had went and did classes and all the antenatal learning. Yeah, when to breathe, how to breathe.
Yeah.
But back then, I was only 18 when I had him.
Yeah.
So that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Fathers were allowed in the room back then, but they were gowned, gown on, things over their shoes, and they sat up near your head.
Yeah.
They weren't allowed down that end of the bed. Not allowed to cut the cord or anything like that.
Yeah. That's changed a lot.
Yeah. Heaps of things changed.
Yeah.
Heaps and heaps. I think it was a lot easier back for us than it was just with what you went through. Like,
what do you mean?
all the interference that you had. Well, back then they didn't have the monitors to put around your tummy or stuff like that. So you were... Yeah, they'd listen with the little horn thing. They'd listen to your tummy, and that was the only interference that you got.
That's probably all this technology that they have now.
Yeah, can make it worse.
Making it a hindrance, whereas back in the day, I guess.
Yeah, it was just get on with it.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's a good point that it has.
Yeah, I think there's too much interference now with a lot of things.
And now we've come full circle where women are trying to fight to have less interference.
Yeah, have a more natural. A more natural birth. It's a lot more relaxed. Well, I've had 3, and just the difference from Dale back in the 70s to Natty in the 90s was big difference. Big difference. I mean, with Dale, they shaved you from your waist to your knees. Because back the hair was a bad thing. They didn't want any hair anywhere.
Yeah.
And enema. Get it all out. There was so that was probably the worst part.
Yeah.
Them shave, and she couldn't shave me. I had to shave myself.
Yeah.
She started
While you were in labour?
Yeah, while I was in labour, because she started shaving, I started laughing, and I went, no, I've got to do that myself. Wasn't a real good job, but it was good enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Big differences.
Yeah. Have you heard women that enjoy giving birth? Did you like being pregnant?
You and Dale, I didn't mind because you were good pregnancies. Your sister, not so much. She put my hips out. I had to go. Do you remember I had to come home from work and put my legs in traction? I had to throw the brick off the end of the bed. She was just, had she been my first, I wouldn't have gone again.
How old were you when you had that?
33.
Okay, so you weren't really old.
No, not old, and I'd had 2 kids before that, so you would think, but
So back to the other question, you didn't mind being pregnant with us, but did you like giving birth?
No, who likes giving birth?
Was it a positive experience?
It was a positive experience. But it was, I wouldn't say I liked giving birth. It was good to get you out. It was a relief. And once they're out, the pain's, you don't think of the pain. The pain's gone. It's done. You don't remember that until you go the next time. So but I had 3 different births. All different. Dale he was 21 hours from start to finish.
Yeah.
You were 2 hours. You were like, I'm in a hurry. Get me out of here. Natty, she didn't want to come at all. She was, yeah. So, yeah, each one's different, depending on your age. I don't think it was any easier at 18 than it was at 33.
No.
And your first one's always scary because you don't know what the hell's going on.
Was it as scary as you thought it was going to be?
Probably scarier.
Scarier?
Yeah, probably. Mum tried to warn me. Mum didn't sugarcoat anything.
Did your mum talk to you about giving birth or how you were born or anything?
Yeah, we sort of touched on... Well, it was even worse back then in the 50s. They didn't even have gas or anything back then, I don't think. It was just, yeah.
Did you have pain relief?
With Dale, I had the gas that made me throw up. With you, no, was not too quick. And with Natty, they did give me a... No, it was too late. They were going to give me a pethidine shot. But it was... Oh, no, they did, because I ended up throwing up. Makes me throw up. But it was sort of too late, so it didn't really help. And by the time I had her, it wasn't a mask, because with Dale it was a mask, or with Natty it was that one that you suck on. Well, you can't suck when you're having a... It's too hard. Yeah. It's just not happening. Yeah. So, yeah, natural drug-free, I suppose you'd call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the aftercare back then?
Back then, with Dale, once you left the hospital, they sent a nurse around to the house, especially if you had stitches, which I did with Dale, just to check on you, make sure everything was going all right. With you, no, you had to just take yourself off to the, what do you call it, baby clinic. Same with Natty, it was just off to the baby clinic, nobody. Well, with Natty, I decided, because with you and Dale I didn't breastfeed, well, with Nat I decided I will give breastfeeding a go. Well, because I'd had 2 kids before that, nobody came to help. I'm buzzing trying to go, I can't get this kid to latch, and they're going, well, you should know how, and I'm going, why? This is the first one I've breastfed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you get your,
So it doesn't really sound like the level of aftercare is...
No, you get more aftercare now, probably.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not a hell of a lot.
No.
Because after I had Phoebe, the nurse came here once, and that was it.
Yeah, I think if you're doing all right, they just leave you to your own devices. If you don't say I'm having a problem or...
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's help out there, but I guess you've got to go ask for it and go looking for it.
If proactive.
Yeah, it's not sort of, they don't just hand you a thing and go, if you need help, ring this number.
Yeah. Do you think they should?
They should, because there's so many young mums out there that don't have their mums to help them through it, to, you know, try and talk things over, you know. Okay, from when I've had babies to now that you've had Phoebe, it's been 26 years. Yeah. So a lot of things have changed, but a lot of things haven't. Yeah. Kids basically are still the same. Yeah. It's just, Yeah.
Well, thanks, Mark.
That's all right. Hope it didn't horrify you too much, ladies. I love all of it.
And ladies, and men, Mum's always open for coffee too.
Yes. Want to trade horror stories? I'll be right there with you.
All right. Thanks, Mum.